So you can hear him trying.
Yep.
You can hear yourself trying.
Yep.
Before I used to say you got to get right up on your mic, but I think with all the new wires and shit, I had these all set. Someone came in. They hold meetings here on Sundays, but these are shit mounts. Right? The closer you can be, the better. But to not have to fuck with these, because see this one right here.
Way to go, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
It's this one's the culprit, the bad guy.
You're making him do extra work when he's already done all this work. I enjoy it.
1 minute, I'd be fresh and it's on. That was my problem. I was like, I'm gonna vape instead of smoke, and then I ended up vaping and smoking. And I'm like, well, during meetings I'll chew. Well, now I have a triple threat habit. Welcome back to the Attitude for Gratitude weekly podcast here at Will Work for Recovery over at 2520 North 2nd Street, and we are back in the house here. As always, like, we're growing this show. We're just fine-tuning some things since we moved from 2218. Like, Eric's been really hands-on this last week, and we're just getting some things really moving forward, and we appreciate you guys' patience as always. Again, if you're struggling, come on down 2520 North 2nd Street, or stay tuned and listen to people sharing their stories. If something moves you or there's something that you would like some further information about, just post it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to get to it, or I'll try my best. I put my phone number on there. If you don't want your questions or comments made public, feel free to just direct message me. This is an interactive show. This is how we get some, the fluids flowing or whatever you want to call it. But we like to incorporate everyone in this show. So if you're out there in listening land and you want to be part of the show, like I said, we are also going to be incorporating the whole call in to the show and listen or be a guest on the show. Am I turning it down? I can't. All right. But yeah, like I said, any ideas for the show, any direction you want to see it going, questions, topics, on location, anything. We're always open for suggestions. We're looking to grow this show. Down here at 2520 North 2nd Street, Will Work for Recovery. We got meetings daily. And what that means is that I am brand new at all this stuff. There we go. Boom, bing, bang. All right. We didn't get booted. Monday through Monday, we got meetings here. Structured AA meetings every day at 6:30 a.m. That's a structured AA meeting, as well as Sundays at 5 p.m., a structured AA meeting. Every day at 1 p.m., there's a daily meeting here. It's a recovery meeting. Come on in, check it out. Just come in and share that stuff. Like, get it off your chest. This is a great opportunity to just come to an open style meeting. Just like our men and women's meeting. We have those every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Very unconventional meetings. There's not a true format for the men's meeting. Once I get one of the women on who have been to the women's meeting, they'll be better with explaining what that looks like. But for the men's meeting, we call it crosstalk at 5 o'clock. It's a group of guys that hold each other accountable, and it's done wonders for my recovery. And we've had a lot of people come on that talk about that, and we've formed goals groups through it. It's a pretty amazing thing. So besides that, there's a 7 p.m. meeting every night here. Tonight, that's the thing. I was sharing with these boys. I have 2 people on right now. It's their first time ever coming down to the to We'll Work for Recovery, with exception to one visit from Jason. But it can be a shell shocker sometimes. Tonight, I think we had 140 people, which was like unconventionally very large. The Wednesday meeting gets big too, sometimes around between 80 and 100. Monday is a little smaller, but it's still fairly, 60 to 80 people. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you're looking for more of a lower populated meetings for the evening meeting, come check those out. Saturday, we do a walk and talk meeting and call up. Like tonight was a call up meeting. But there's a lot of stuff going on down here. Sundays, we have Sunday Fun Day, barbecue. We got good cooking going on. Sit on down, Ricky. I just don't feel right unless all the chairs are filled. But you're going to be sitting down. So, yeah, that's just, you guys hear us talk about it. And my key thing that I would like anyone out there listening, like if you're struggling tonight, please reach out. You're worth the fight. You're worth some happiness. This main thing that you'll hear me always talking about is like, I don't have to lie anymore. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I might not be the old version of who I once was. I'm a brand new version of who I wanted to be. And that is free for the taking. Anyone can have it. It's out here for the grab. And come grab it. Like, you're worth it. Anyone out there who can hear my voice or who will hear my voice, you're worthy and you're worth the fight. So if you're struggling, just hang in there. You're going to hear from tons of people tonight who talk about their story and how they've changed their life or how they're working on changing their life, and you can have it too. The key thing I like to really share about is happiness. Like, it's out here. Come get your happiness. I do want to start the show tonight with a little, not like a success story, but someone who's part of the goals group. He wrote a letter, and we can incorporate this type of thing to heroin, meth, alcohol, anything you want to put in where he said gambling, because his gambling was ruining his life. Now, he is one of us, but some old behaviors came up, and it took form in the gambling side of things. And he shared something that was powerful, and it meant a lot to me, so I wanted to share this. This is by Cornelius. Dear gambling, or dear heroin, or dear meth, or dear fentanyl, or dear alcohol, or dear anything wrecking my life. You are destroying my life, one parlay at a time. You are destroying my self-esteem and my self-worth. I cannot believe I have given you this much power over my life. You are wicked and evil, and I can clearly see that you are only here to kill, steal, and destroy everything that I have. Everything that I have worked for so hard, that I've worked so hard for. I can't pay my bills because of you. I can't maintain healthy relationships because of you. I can't maintain my weight. I can't do any of these things because of you. I hate you. I hate what you stand for. You are my worst enemy, but I am smarter than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm brave enough, and I'm man enough, woman enough to walk away from you. From this day forward, I'm taking my life back. I'm taking it away from you. I will never give you the power of my life again. As of whatever date you choose to stop, our relationship is over. You are dead to me. I'm taking my life back. I'm powerful without you. I'm brilliant without you. I'm a better person without you. I'm turning away from you for myself, for my family, for my friends. They can all see the effects you've had on me. You have been stealing my joy, my happiness, my peace. I want that back, and I cannot have that with you in my life. So goodbye, problem. I don't know. That was, you know what? Here you go for Cornelius. I have sound bites. All right. 2520 North 2nd Street. Come on down. Check it out. We always have events going on, and I think this is the part in the show where we're going to get this thing kicking. Huh, boys? You ready? Oh, let's start. Who are you, young man? Well, you know what? Let's redo that. Who are you, young man?
I'm Jason. I'm an alcoholic.
Welcome, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Who are you?
Jake, alcoholic.
Jake. Welcome, Jake. Sir?
Rick, alcoholic.
Welcome back,
Hi, Rick.
Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Well, let's kick it off. You have been here one other time for a one-year event, which was nothing like you walked into today. What was your thoughts when you walked into this place today?
It was really busy, and there was nowhere to park.
But you did find somewhere to park?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. You just went down the road a little bit?
Right.
what was the vibe you were feeling when you walked in? Do you have social anxiety? Were you nervous?
Yep.
What time did you get here?
6:40, 45, something like that.
And you got a couch spot?
Yeah, barely.
Barely. All right. Did you get your number called?
No.
Okay. What would have happened if they called your number?
I was debating if I was going to say something or not. If I did say something, it wouldn't have been much.
All right. Because Paul does encourage, and that's the main thing. Like, people write stuff, everyone, the key thing is, you have a voice and your voice is valid. We try to really get that point across here at We'll Work for Recovery. Because there are so many newcomers that come in here and just, they're never, that's real uncomfortable for a lot of people. Shit, it's uncomfortable for me, and I'm a big mouth. But, he'll encourage you to just stand up and say, I'm here today. Anything. We used to do this thing at the end of the meetings where you just say one word. It was someone would one week be like bacon. The next week, bacon and eggs. And before you know it, you're opening up, whatever. Your voice is valid. So that's what this podcast is about too. Coming on and sharing some stuff. How long have you been in recovery?
Almost 4 years.
What is your favorite thing about your journey?
I have a social life now.
What do you mean?
Well, the last probably at least 2 years of drinking, I was a shut-in. I just spent my time at home. I was scared to get a DWI because of what I do for a living. So I would just buy a bottle of booze on the way home from work and go to town with that until I passed out.
And that was just 2 straight years of that, whatever. It was
Yep.
quite a while. What made you walk into these rooms?
I came with a friend, and then I started enjoying it, so I started coming on my own, and I got a sponsor at the beginning of this year, so I'm working the steps and enjoying it.
I have a question about that. Now, I know both of these young men from New Hope, Alano. And anyone who comes on the show, if there's a meeting you like or you want to talk about, it's for you to share whatever. So is there something is there a meeting that you'd like to advertise or that has helped you a lot? And I'm not just saying the one we go to together, but if that's it, share about it. What's your meetings you go to, your favorite meetings?
I go to a men's meeting on Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday's a big book study, and then I go to a mixed meeting on Saturday.
All right. What would you tell someone who's struggling?
It gets better. The
And they say,
promises
well,
do
how?
come true. How? Well, if you work the steps and work the program and just try. I mean, I know that's weird to say.
No,
but
it's not. Now, here's the thing is I didn't have a pre-conversation with you guys, but I do ask some questions that to us might just seem common sense. Of course, dude, we have a lot of listeners that aren't in recovery. For a fact, I know we have a lot of people that check in that this is the closest they've been to recovery in their whole life, and they've been on the fence for years. So I might ask some questions that might just seem goofy to us, why just stop? Well, because life was shit. Tell us it's a no-brainer. But you get to also share about that other side when the light came on. So someone who's struggling, you tell them it'll get better. What were the biggest hurdles for you in your early recovery?
Well, like I said, I drank at home, and every day I passed by the liquor store, and that was a bummer. I never really did the bar scene, so I could go eat at a bar, no problem. Go hang out at a bar, no problem. Get me by a liquor store, and it's
I get it. No, I get it. So what eventually got you over that anxiety of driving by a bar? What was that tool? What was that main thing that helped you, Jason?
It's gonna sound stupid, but anytime I had a craving or a trigger, I would say, that's not me. I don't do that anymore. Just to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was a negative self-talker I still am, but I'm getting better. And so I did that. And, in the beginning, I would say that 50 times a day, an hour. But, now I don't even think I say it.
Like the Serenity Prayer. Some people I've heard, I've said it 500 times a day. Whatever works for you, it's not stupid. What you may have just shared could help someone else. That's what I try to also let you guys know is nothing stupid. Your voice is valid. What you have to share is real valid. Talk to me. The name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Talk to me about your gratitude, and then I'm booting you for a minute.
I'm just happy to have a social life. I got a bunch of friends in recovery. I got guys that I could call for anything, any day of the week, any time of day.
Hell yeah. Jason, thank you. You said you were going to come. You showed up. Messaged me bro, it's busy in here. But you're here. I made sure you got your little soldier because we work for our recovery. We work for recovery. So if you're okay hanging out, we got pizza showing up. Just go grab a chair. Why don't you get over here, Renee? Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Young man across from me.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Jake. I'm an alcoholic.
How did you eventually hear? Well, how did you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
Will Work is kind of talked about through a lot of the meetings and outer AA social groups that I'm around. So I've always heard the name. This is my first time actually coming down here and being here.
What was that first impression when you walked in? Because you came in like you were here for the show, not so much the meeting, but you walked through a meeting with 100. What was that? What was the thought? You started sharing about it. Hold nothing back. What was
Hold nothing back.
Hold nothing back.
Man, I walked through there and I just kind of looked around. I was being pretty judgmental, and I believe the book calls this contempt prior to investigation.
Yes, sir.
So I was contempt prior to investigation. I was like, I've definitely gotten high in like this kind of vibe many times.
Right.
I was like, oh, this is like somebody's garage, and I'm just waiting to like see the plumes of smoke and all the other stuff that comes from that.
You're not the first to say that. A lot of people do share and say like, this was the trap house without the trapping. Like serious, and I get that, but it also helps people feel really welcome and like they can fit in. And after a few visits, they're like, welcome home. Same question I asked him. What were some of the biggest hurdles for you in early recovery, Jake?
Early recovery. So this time around, like I came around and like some of the early, because I had a previous stint of sobriety and being in AA was, not knowing everything or trying not to act like I know everything and trying to be humble enough to be open to new experiences, new ideas, new thoughts. And I also had my own internal debate all the time because when I first got sober, I was on Suboxone for the first 80 whatever days.
Yeah. Were you did heroin opiates or?
Yeah, I was a pretty heavy opiate
Right.
fentanyl user.
So how did you overcome that? How'd you overcome it? How'd you overcome these struggles from early recovery? What was your key answer?
Staying involved, because like one of the things I heard that actually got me to really stick with it is that you never want to sit there and talk to the last person that you got high with, and that was me. So
That's a great one. I haven't heard that.
yeah, so sitting there with my own thoughts, my own ideas, I'm like, yeah, that's the guy that always got me high.
Yeah, that's good. I never heard that one. That's a good one. What would you tell someone who's out there struggling right now?
You got to get in the middle. You got to jump in both feet. There's always that on the fence thing. And the one thing that got me early on, my sponsor had told me, and it was like the same deal that his sponsor gave him many years prior. Give me 1 year of your life. And if it's not better, I'll refund your misery and buy you your first drink.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
So,
I just told the guy that you give me good enough reason. Before you want to pick up, call me. And if it's a good enough reason, I'll buy the bag.
yeah, I've heard you say that to me
I've
a
said
long time ago.
A lot, yeah. And it's because someone said it to me. They did in early recovery. Someone said it to me. I'm like, all right, I'm hitting them up. Because I got all the reasons in the world to use, and never was there a good enough one. There just never was.
Right.
I was thinking, because shit, someone's going to pay for a bag, I'm in. So what brings you peace in your recovery today?
What brings me peace? That's something I've actually been growing on. Obviously, we always talk about gratitude, and people always go like, "Oh, I'm so thankful for this and this," and like that's so cliche. And really, right in the beginning, we can always identify our triggers, right? We know what our triggers are, our traumas are. We know what those things are. But eventually, once you start to look for your glimmers, those moments that bring you peace, joy, happiness, you stop seeing your triggers all the time. You start seeing those moments of glimmer. When I'm looking for that's actually what's bringing me joy and peace, is being able to see and recognize moments that I would have taken for granted. It can be so simple as like, there's that whole I don't want to mow my lawn thing, but the idea is that I've returned to life and I'm able to maintain the house. I'm able to maintain general whatever have you, while also being helpful to other people and not be the self-centered prick that I can become really quick.
Hell yeah. Rick, introduce yourself real quick.
Rick Alcoholic.
What brings you peace in recovery today?
Knowing that I can deal with life and not having to pick up.
That thought alone, that's what brings you your biggest sense of peace?
Yep.
What's one of the best accomplishments you've had in recovery?
I've had a lot.
What's one of the ones that sticks out for you, Rick? We're on a show and you're going to talk.
All right. One of my biggest accomplishments.
That sticks out for you. That was a great goal that you smashed.
Oh man. Well, doing the next right thing, and I was able to get things back in my life.
Now, when you say things back in your life, are we talking about a motorcycle?
No, that was before the motorcycle.
Right? No, explain. No.
That's all material.
Right. Now, explain.
But my biggest achievements is like, when I first got into recovery in 2018, my life wasn't the best, and drinking and drugging, and my daughter seeing me or whatever, and she's actually in the room right now. And that's what's also cool, is that's also a piece that I get to carry with me, that my children get to see me in recovery, knowing that what I go through. But in the process of going into treatment, I gotten divorced, and I had lost my kids, and there was some real hard stuff that was going on in the courts, and at that time, before my wife got into recovery, she kind of just lost her shit, and and kind of left me in the room, and I had asked the judge, like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to do, like, all I'm trying to do is stay sober, and he says, what do you want in your life? And I said, well, I want to be sober, and I want to have my kids. So, well, what do you think that's going to get you your kids? I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like, I tell you what. He says, as long as you stay sober, you'll get your kids. And that was like really, that's all I got to do,
And the other side of that is what happened.
I got my kids.
You stayed sober,
and I stayed sober, and I was that rock in the family for my wife to help her in her
right.
recovery piece.
And I know this too. I'm firsthand. I'm closer. I'm close with your family, and I've seen, I know he's not bullshitting, guys.
So I did struggle for a while, and I ended up trying to do some more research, but I'm working on 9 months now again.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it's just a little accomplishments. I as long as I keep doing what I'm supposed to.
So with that, I'm gonna have you go into your gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude, and then I'm booting you.
Man, I'm grateful to be alive today. Being able to sit in these chairs and speak of my experience, strength and hope for people. To let them know that dude, we fight this together. We're not alone in this. We may have thought we were when we were in our addiction or drinking, but we weren't. So that's what I'm grateful for.
I love you, Rick. I appreciate you. You're up next in the chair. Yep. You. Now, Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Too bad.
Someone comes up to you and is like, man, I'm really struggling. I think I'm going to go back out and drink. I don't know what to do.
First, I'm going to talk them through it. Let's identify these feelings. Typically, if I have it's a reaction, right? Like, I'm going to go get high. I'm going to do this. Anger, sadness, emotions, feelings, these are usually secondary. So what's leading you to this feeling? What's leading you that this is your solution right now? And I'm going to sit there and listen. And then I'm going to probably tell them that, that's probably not a good enough reason. I haven't found a good enough reason to get that free bag off you yet. So
Right. No, I'm always interested in hearing someone tell me about that. All right, before I ask you about your gratitude, anything you'd like to share about, bring up, or share with the audience, or get any type of message out there to someone? Anything?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got a bunch. What?
Pick some and give me about a minute or two.
All right, so.
And here's the thing: is if you hang out, are you okay coming back on after we go through some guests?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because you might become part of the show, help out with behind the scenes, get on air a lot more, but talk to me.
So not a whole lot of people know about this, but Minneapolis is actually trying to bid for the International Convention of Young People's of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Icky Paw,
the International Convention. We're looking to bring it here to Minneapolis in 2025. And we actually have a real stellar bid committee put together so far. I was asked to be part of the programs chair, and I accepted. I'm grateful that I get this opportunity to serve. But the other thing that could really help us out is if we had more people involved with being on this bid committee. So if anybody's got interest in that, find me. And
or what is is there a website? Is there something that you would like me to post on here?
As of right now, for our bid committee, I think we just have a Facebook group, Minneapolis, the Twin Cities Ikipa.
So it's how do you spell Ikipa?
ICYPAA.
All right, so I'm gonna just put that up there. You guys can search it on your own, but we've talked about it before, and I wasn't sure if you were gonna bring that up. I didn't want to misrepresent it. I'm glad you did. Get some information together when I have you sitting in the bleachers for when you come back on, because I want to maybe text it to me so I can put it on here.
Okay.
Talk to me about your gratitude.
All right, so one of the bigger things that I was grateful for, especially in recovery recently, back in late June, my father had a heart attack.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of people, like my mother and other family members, went into straight panic. And I was able to be there, and this is actually a huge God moment, because it was after work just becoming up after work, my mother shoots me a text saying that she needs help with the dog's electric collars.
Okay.
And so I swing in, and I stop at the house, and my dad don't look too good, and he's got the sweats going, and he's trying to take a deep breath, and he's trying to dismiss it like it's not a big deal. And I was like, let me just take you to urgent care just so we can make sure it's not a big deal. So I took him to urgent care, and they did an EKG or whatever that fancy thing is that they hook up.
Some tests,
and they said, we got to get you to the ER right now. And we brought him in, and they said you had a heart attack. They gave him, they laid him down to try to bring him back, and he had a massive heart attack in the ER room. I still stayed calm through that entire thing, and as they took my dad back to put a balloon in his leg, I was able to just start calling guys in AA, and a lot of them are asking me, is there anything I can do for you? I'm like, I'm just talking my way through it, and I appreciate you answering the call. And I never actually freaked out or broke down or anything like that. And then the guy comes out and he's telling me what happened to my dad and what the next step is, and then also informed me that my father had made me the medical director of his whole thing. And at this point, I'm blown away, because this was a gift that my family trusts me and loves me and puts a lot of faith in me at 15 months sober. So that was a big mind blow that, they saw a change in me worthy enough for that.
It's gratitude. I get it.
Yeah.
And and you came in and shared about that shit. See, that stuff we could build on that conversation for quite some time. Jake, I appreciate you coming on. Grab a seat, hang out, get someone on this, make someone get in your chair who has not been on the air yet, like Chase or someone. Come on, someone who hasn't been on. Yeah, get over here, girl. Come on, you're up. Batter's up. All right, we got it. Who are you, young man?
Renee.
Renee, welcome back to the show. You hold tight. Who are you, young man?
Pete.
Pete, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Young lady, young lady, young lady. Who are you?
Missy.
Missy, welcome to the show, Missy. I've had you on, so get comfortable for a second.
Yeah.
How'd you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
I originally heard about it, I think it was about 5 years ago from a friend. That individual brought me here. I fell in love with it right away and started bringing others here. I moved away and had to go do some more research myself.
Is it real quick? Is it getting better out there?
It's getting worse.
Is it okay?
It's getting worse.
They're charging in town on you for free, I heard.
Yeah.
So how would you explain this place to someone? Someone comes out I heard about Will Work for Recovery. Describe this to the audience. Someone who's never been here. What would you tell them?
Just a major variety of different walks of life, and they open the door for everybody, and it doesn't matter where you come from, race, religion, sexual identity. It doesn't matter. They welcome you in with a hug or a handshake, whatever you prefer, and your family the minute you walk in the door.
Oh yeah. No. Now just tell me about one of your goals. What's one of your goals in recovery today?
My biggest, probably the one that stands out the most to me, is dealing with the trauma and coping with it and learning how to cope with that. It's something that's been I've been dealing with for my entire life, and I figure I haven't I'm learning, and since I came back in the rooms, to be honest, I got 2 weeks clean from
Bro, we celebrate that shit. Hell
meth.
yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks clean from the meth and two days clean from the marijuana.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just, I'm real grateful.
here.
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm grateful that Will Work for Recovery is still here, so I have this chance.
Question about that. Walking back in after a relapse. Do people shit on you over it?
No, not at all.
What was the vibe? What was it? What was the feeling like?
They're happy to see me back.
Oh yeah. Was there concerns about coming back after the relapse?
There was a lot of concerns, a lot of guilt and shame and,
share about that.
doubt, yeah. And it kind of weighed on my conscience, It made me hesitant to walk back into the rooms, but it was all my thinking,
The asshole between the ears?
Yeah, the asshole between the ears,
Someone told me to stop listening to him.
Yeah.
So then, if there's one thing that you could accomplish, what is it then? Because I heard you say goals, but what's the one thing if you can make it happen right now? What would it be?
I need to stay clean and sober today.
That's a great answer, bro. It's a great answer. Talk to me about your gratitude. What does your gratitude look like today?
I'm extremely grateful for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He is my everything. He is the reason I'm still alive and able to do this and have this chance today. I'm grateful for the people in these rooms and the people that keep giving back so that these rooms can still exist.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks, bro. Thank you for coming on. That wasn't too hard, was it?
No, not at all.
Go grab someone, get them on air.
Okay,
Someone who
thank you.
hasn't been on yet. Renee, we're going to rip through you real quick. Because I know you just wanted to think about what you're going to say. I know that. Renee, how are things going?
It's going. Getting better every day,
No, I don't explain. How are things getting better every day? Serious. What's been changing?
just-
What's been going on? What's been good?
Just since the last time I've been here, on this podcast, all the goals are set in place. November the 1st, it's been a whole year since I've been up here in Minnesota, and the 11th of this month will be my first, my first real year in recovery since, 2019. So I'm just grateful to be able to trust this process and just keep coming back, yeah.
What's one little white lie you tell?
One little white lie, I'm okay.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, one little white lie, and hey, if I'm working on my 10th step, and right there, just being honest. Just being honest, it's okay to open up and like Paul always says, get up, get out your comfort zone, and embrace your recovery.
Oh yeah.
That right there is what's helped keeping me sober. Once I start telling myself I'm okay when I'm not, and I start stuffing my feelings, that's when everything goes to shit.
Yeah. No. Thanks for sharing about that. Talk to us about your gratitude.
Gratitude, man. I don't know, just grateful that I'm on this side of the fence. I'm really just sobered and not just bullshitting my way through it, but actually just really enjoying my sobriety.
Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you. Go get someone who hasn't been on yet.
All right.
All right, now I'm going to get to you. I'm sorry for making you wait. Please introduce yourself again.
Missy, I'm an addict.
Welcome, Missy.
Hi, Missy.
How did you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
My mom brought me here several years ago.
Oh, several years ago.
Yeah.
You've been coming here for since the other side, or?
Yeah, that's the first time I came. I was a kid. I wasn't in recovery yet. And then about 3.5 years ago, I came in as an addict myself.
What's your thought? How do you explain this place to someone else? How do you explain it to someone? Like, break it down.
I mean, it's not as complicated as you'd think. I think it's a familiar place.
You've been to other meetings, right? Like,
Yeah.
All right, so, like, in comparison, in a way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, break it down. I shouldn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
You're okay.
You're good. I get all jazzy.
It's familiar. When you're coming out of active addiction, you know, you're used to basements and loud noises and flashing lights and everything is go, go, go. And to find yourself suddenly in a church basement or a random building where there's like 7 other people in the room and everybody's just kind of looking at each other, it's really jarring. So if you're just getting started and, you know, you're not quite sure what you're doing, it's familiar, to say the least.
So, like, and I think that's a good point you brought up, because someone would think, like, a meeting like tonight with 100+ people, you still feel more comfortable coming into that versus one where we're at a table like this.
Yeah.
And so this is, yeah, that's, I like that to get out there, people hearing the show or hearing about We'll Work for Recovery. Have you been able to share during the meeting?
I did. I shared tonight, yep.
Did you? How was that?
It's not my favorite thing in the world.
It's not?
No.
How'd you feel after you shared, though? Was it like, oh, finally it's all over? Like, what was the feeling? Walk us through it.
I always get like an overwhelming feeling of anxiety before I share.
So
and-
you're worried, like, they're going to call your number the whole time you're worried about it?
Miss
Yeah.
you, we miss you. Yes, we do.
See, you even got a crowd. You got fans. So you shared, though, and after it, like, what's the feeling? Talk us through it. Sorry.
You're fine. So, yeah, like I said, when you think about having, or at least when I think about having to share, it's like immediate cold sweats. Like, I could run immediately.
Right.
And then you share, and you're miserable. I'm miserable while I do it. And you finish, and I always take this big, deep breath, and then it's like my whole body stops shaking, and the sweats stop, and I'm like, okay, I got it.
Like it wasn't shit.
Like, I'm a G. It is what it is.
Does it not? I think this is a valid question. Has it gotten somewhat easier the more you do share, or is that same?
I don't like the word easier, because nothing gets easier.
All right.
Nothing will ever get easier.
Was
Just,
it?
Haven't met my ex-wife.
It doesn't get easier. It gets less unpredictable, less scary. It's just as hard as it was day one for me to share, but it's not unpredictable. I know exactly what happens when I share. There's no surprises. It's safe and it's familiar.
I like that word, safe. I do. I like that you shared that. So you're comfortable, though. I mean, you know you're sharing, like you're gonna share, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, you know you're gonna do it. You know you maybe isn't your favorite thing to do, but you also know that nothing outlandish is gonna happen afterwards. The sky is not falling. The world is not revolving around you. And maybe, worst case scenario, people ignored you. Best case scenario, you help somebody.
Amen.
Thank you. I think that's real valid, and thank you for sharing that. So this is a left field questions. What's your dream job?
To be an EMT.
An EMT?
Yeah.
What are you doing about that?
I'm 3 weeks away from graduating.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Does that make you shy when everyone's clapping for you?
It's a little uncomfy.
All right. Here, I'll tell you something that you like. It'll get easier. No,
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you. It gets less hard. Kind of like when Rick's like, "Come on, get on the show. Get on the show." You're a little nervous. Cold.
Rick is my sponsor, so I'm very much used to that.
No, I'm joking. But it is. They say get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and
Absolutely.
hopefully it gets less hard over time.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about your gratitude. What's that looking like today?
Today, gratitude looks like having people who are not afraid to make you do things you don't want to do because they know it's good for you. Gratitude today looks like appreciating the little things, the things that maybe used to piss you off, that don't anymore. It used to make me really, really angry when I first got into the rooms, and it's like something about these four walls make you want to tell the truth. They make you want to be very open. That used to piss me off to the high heavens. And today I'm grateful for that, because today that's what keeps me clean.
Hell yeah. Anything else you want to add before I boot you?
I'm
You're like,
good.
finally.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. You're going to get down there and be like, I knew that wasn't shit. Real quick, you can keep up. Will you come back on the show again?
We'll see.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Chase, you're up next. Who's here? Talk to
Sean.
me. What's your name?
Sean,
Welcome back, Sean. Talk to me. How's your recovery going?
my recovery's going good.
What do you mean?
Well, I was just about to get into
I know,
that.
I'm joking.
I feel like I don't want to call it a pink cloud, but I feel like I've been real motivated and positive through these last few months, and good things have happened. And then I had that week,
What do you mean?
like where it just feels like nothing's going the way you want it to, and you just feel like you're on some bullshit, and it's irritating, and like people look up to me at New Way for like my positivity, and sometimes I just don't have it to give. And I feel bad about that, but then that's what drives me to keep going, right? Like, I realize that's my gift that I can give to people in this recovery community. And so I just keep trying to turn that around. Like
How'd that come about? How'd you figure this out? How do you know this?
How do I know this?
Yes.
I feel the love, and people say really kind things. I mean, I don't mean to brag about that shit,
No,
but
you're just
like,
talking the truth. I get it.
like people say, like Zachary said the other day, like you're such a light to have in the room, and your smile is nice, or you're not like a, like just like
Compliments. They're called
compliments. Yeah, like he's just trying to let
all
me
that,
know that
yeah.
my presence is felt and that it's warm and inviting. And I've kind of been like that my whole life, and now I'm just really putting it to good use. And like a woman shared in our meeting tonight, and she teared up and cried, and I just bring it upon myself to go give her a hug and a smile. And I don't know if it helps her, but it fucking helps me.
And that's the point. That's the point. So you've been on the show quite a few times since we moved over here. What has been some goals that you've set for yourself, or what's one of the biggest goals you've set for yourself, and how were you at with it?
One of my biggest goals that I've set for myself is to be independent by making money the real way,
What do you mean?
like not selling drugs.
Okay. And how's that going?
It's getting there. I mean, like I said, it was a trying week. I was hired for a job, and then they changed their minds as in they didn't have the funds to pay me, and so then I got a job at good old Target, and then that just kind of took a lot longer than I thought it would. But you know, like I'm getting through it, and I'm realizing that the blessings are coming because I am doing all the right things, and it's just about being patient and relying on your higher power.
Higher power.
Yeah,
All
and
right. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm really grateful. Speaking of attitude of gratitude, I'm really grateful for my tolerance of life's bullshit and
Oh,
annoying
so you're just
people.
jumping into my gratitude question.
Yeah, well, I just need to say it really quick. I just need to say it
keep
real.
going with your gratitude because then you're booted until we come back.
Okay, that's cool. So
I gotta come up with a better word than booted. Then we'll move.
then
to the
you're
next, yeah.
dismissed.
Yeah, dismissed. But go ahead with that gratitude.
No, that
stuff.
doesn't sound good either.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna work on that for you.
Thank you.
My attitude of gratitude, my gratitude today is that I tolerate life's bullshit much better. I don't want to use to get through it. I don't want to run from the problems. I want to run into the problems. But sometimes when you do that, it gets real hard. But that's the grace of God and the higher powers that you can get through it all.
Oh yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do it without the support in these rooms. I know that for a fact. And this place in particular is really special.
What? 2520 North 2nd Street.
Yes,
Will
it
Work for
is.
recovery.
Yes, it is.
And that's the other thing is I didn't bring it up really earlier, but this center doesn't like run on free money. So if you're able to come down and donate some time, come on down. If you're able to give financially, come give financially. If you have some donations, they take donations, food, clothing, jackets, winter's here. But yes, the center could definitely use your help. So anyone out there listening, if you want to come be part of it and you just can't show up in person, you can definitely show up in other ways, and we appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming on and being supporting of this show all the time.
I really appreciate you.
Batters up. Come on. Young men, you were down first. Who are you?
My name is Dustin. I'm a drug addict.
And who are you?
I'm Chase. I'm a drug addict.
Welcome to the show. I've had you on, I think maybe once, not sure. I've never had you on.
Nope.
How'd you hear about Will Work for Recovery? Dig.
I don't know. I got out of boot camp, and some of the guys I got out of boot camp, they were coming down here.
How many of those guys still come down here?
None.
Really? Yeah, bump this. Keep going. Get closer to your mic, though.
Get up on that,
I was
motherfucker.
just looking at some pictures from the goat kart racing from like 2 years ago, and I saw you looked all young and shit. I was like, damn, I knew Chase then. I forgot that you've been coming around for a while.
It's all the overtime.
How do you explain this place to someone? Someone comes up at work, they're struggling, like I'm gonna get into recovery. What's Will Work for Recovery all about?
It's a place to come and just feel at home. It's, you know, like I just, the more I came here, the more I got to know people, and it's welcoming. You come here, hang out, sit on the couch, take a nap, you know.
Get some pizza.
Hopefully listen to hear a message, talk about solution, reasons to stay, not go. But like do you feel like you can come here and share whatever, like is this a place you can be open? Like
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta quit bringing up the long questions for you to just say yes or no.
So are you still currently on parole?
Yes.
What does that look like with your job and with recovery? Like, how do you incorporate all that together? Like, what's the life looking like right now with that?
Wait, you can get a job on parole?
That's a valid question. Answer it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Wait, can you get car loans?
Oh, yeah.
I know we're cracking jokes about this, but these are serious questions, and these are things like I had to come to the room as an adult and ask another man, like, how do I go about getting a car loan or things like that? And I like to. I know Dustin's busting balls, but it's valid that he's asking.
Oh,
I'm not really busting balls. I want that young guy. The thing I think is important is the fact of, what was it, 2 years ago you walked in here and I asked you, I go, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, because I was 25 years old, fresh out of the penitentiary, you know, full of piss and vinegar and just ready to go, baby. You know, I had to catch up. But I think the thing that's important is, you know, when you walked out of prison, I remember you were sitting in the corner with like 7 guys. Where are those 7 guys now?
Not here. Not doing the recovery thing.
So do you think Will Work played a part in the fact of you still staying here and still, you know, they talk about the stuff, right? And Chase has gotten stuff. But was the stuff given to you or did you have to work for it?
I worked for it. Worked hard for it.
So that means you like rolled into work at like 9 in the morning.
No.
And then like got off at like 2.
No.
And then
Elaborate.
when
No, like
Showing
elaborate.
up to work 4 o'clock in the morning, not getting home till 9, 10 o'clock at night. You know, 17, 18, 19-hour days.
Instantly, or did you slowly get to that point?
I mean, at first it wasn't like that crazy hours. It was more kind of mild. But once I got into a bigger company, that's what it's been.
So do you think working and staying busy has helped keep you sober?
Oh, absolutely. That and coming here, because in my free time when I first got out and I didn't know what to do, I came here.
Yeah.
So a lot. You were here a lot.
I came here 3-4 times a week.
So how do you feel when guys tell you, well, you don't understand, I got a job, I can't make it down here? I worked 32 hours last week. I don't have time to come to meetings.
Yeah, what do you say to someone who comes at you that way?
Last week, I think I had 96 hours in.
I gotta be there at 6, 7 in the morning.
Fuck.
Yeah, shit like that. What do you say to them?
Gotta work. They say make it happen somehow, but there's just, you know, you got summertime's work time, winter time's, you know, I'll be here more.
Well, and that's the thing too is, you know, that's the one thing that drives me nuts is people that say, you know, I don't have time for meetings.
So are you a seasonal worker then?
Yeah, we go from one season to the next.
You smart ass.
We get laid off and then we go work somewhere else.
No, I
I'm
know
just-
I know
I'm
the
kidding.
I know the feeling though. That's why I asked though, because again, a lot of people don't understand like that's a lot of time. So for me personally, right, I go from working a lot.
What's your name again?
Robert.
Robert. You go from working a lot. What?
You didn't know my name to start with, but but I'll go from working a solid summer and then I'll get laid off, and I can get by on the unemployment. Yeah. So now I got hours of free time with nothing to do.
Right.
So that's what I had the same problem, right? I would get laid off and then all of a sudden I would end up, you know, on unemployment. But I don't do good sitting around. Number one,
No.
I end up going and taking out loans and buying shit. Number two, I get myself into trouble.
Absolutely.
Like, and as much as it sucks for my family and whatever, like, I work a lot and I miss out on a lot. But right now, it's like, it's the one thing that keeps me out of trouble. Like, as fucked up as it is, and I'm 5 years down the road.
Yep.
And it's like, so these people that come in here and they've got 30 days, 90 days, a year, and they don't have time for meetings or they don't have time for this. I don't know what to tell you because I found a way to get high every single day.
Absolutely.
I figured out a way to commit a felony
Absolutely.
every hour. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't wake up and not commit felonies. So it's like, I mean, I literally drugged my ass here from work. I went straight, and that was one thing. Like, I remember years ago, I wouldn't go to a meeting in work clothes. I had to go home. I had to get. You look around these rooms and you see the guys. They got their nicest Jordans on, and they got their blah blah blah. It's like, look, man, you're just putting up a representative who, look, man. 90% of my life, I am in work clothes. I smell like fucking diesel and piss. I don't know what to tell you.
It's what it is. So I had a question come in from the audience, and we'll just go around. What does it mean to you when someone's like, yeah, life shows up?
Oh boy.
Okay, so I had a few years in me, right? My girlfriend, my kid's mother, just went to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
She had what the doctors consider a heart attack, in and out on psychological holds, right? Luckily, I was laid off, so now I'm a single dad for a week. And like you just said something about, I don't know how to be an adult. I mean, I know how to get high, I know how to hustle and strong arm and manipulate,
right,
or ask my kid's mom for a ride or whatever, but I don't know how to be, hey, kids got to be up, dressed, school, they got to be picked up, there's got to be an adult there, they got to have dinner. So taking all that for granted, I'm throwing in that for a week. Now, granted, she got out of the hold, whatever, and everything turned out okay, but that's what it is. Me, I was not only able to do it, willing to do it, and present. Right. Like, I can actually tell you where each kid needed to be, at what time, what they need. I couldn't tell you what they wore because I don't care. But, you know what I mean? But I could tell you where they all need to be dropped off, what school they go to, who needed to be notified, and whatnot. I would have never done that. I'm fucking 40 years old, bro.
Right.
Then this is only in the last year and a half I've been able to come up with this shit. So being present, actually knowing what is going on around me.
So anyone out there listening, I appreciate you sending me the messages, these questions. Keep coming. Anyone that's on air with me at this time or moving forward, if there's a question you want me to ask them, you're okay to keep texting me directly. Chase, what's your go-to when you start having urges, if you have urges, or when anything crosses your mind about using? What's your go-to?
In the 2 years I've been out, I think I had one urge, and my go-to was to come here and surround myself with people that had the same interests.
Dustin, same question.
All right, what was the question?
The question is, what do you do when urges or something crosses your mind about use? And then we're going to go into gratitude.
I'm going to be honest with you. Just the way my brain works, it's like a train track. I'm either in active addiction or I'm not. I'm a firm believer in drugs and alcohol were not the problem. It was the solution. And when I started working on the problem, which was Dustin, the solutions changed. Like, I've had life show up over the past 5 years, and the thought of using it hasn't ever came up. I think it's really easy to sit in here and talk good AA shit, whatever. But when life shows up, what are you going to do? Are you going to reach out to, the guys I have in my life? There's a handful of dudes that I am in constant contact with on a daily basis, where even if it's a text message, a phone call, what's up at a meeting, and, I make it a point to welcome people and say hello and get phone numbers and shit like that. So.
And I can second that because I know you do. Tell me about your gratitude, and then grab her or something. Yeah. Tell me about your gratitude. Grab her to get on the show. Wow. I gotta just not be short with stuff. You're up after Dustin. Yeah.
What was your question, sir?
I want to hear about your gratitude.
My gratitude speaks.
When we care and when we share.
I'm true. Like, you're in my men's group, so it's like the foundation, the building block of my life, of my recovery is gratitude. Like, I remember vividly sitting in the hospital at Fairview and being like, if I can just have a sober place to put my head, that's all I need. Anything above that is a win. I don't need a car. I don't need a house. I don't need a mouse and a train with the plane. I don't need none of it. Anything above not dead or in prison is a win. So every day I wake up, I am grateful. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I make it a point to reach out to them. I make it a point to let people know that I care about them, that And the one thing that I have learned over the years is the biggest blessing you'll receive in this program is to be able to be a blessing to somebody else. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be monetary. Like if you buy somebody lunch or you pick up a breakfast or a cup of coffee, yeah, that's great. But the real blessings is some dude hit me up Wednesday. I don't know this guy, right? He literally I met him at a meeting that I never go to. I randomly went to a meeting one night, gave a dude my number. He hit me up, was like, I'm struggling. I said, I'm at Will Work. I had my jacket on. I was going to go home. And I said, I'll wait for you. And that's what I'm grateful. And it's like all the bullshit that I've been through put me in a position today to be able to help, give back, and show up.
I'm grateful for you, Dustin. I appreciate you. If you hold tight after, I'll have you back on. Batters up. Chase, what brings you peace in your recovery today?
Ooh.
And I don't think we can ride anymore right now, so. What brings you peace, man? Be honest. If it's dirty, it's dirty. Where'd she go? She's in masturbation last week. I was like, whoa.
Hell yeah.
She did. And she repeated it. I was like, say that again. And she did. Like,
I blacked out. What happened?
No,
Exactly.
I don't know. I just walked up to
What brings me
not
peace?
things happening.
A day off, relaxing in my bed.
so, you know what? That could be, I guess that could be kind of oh, bro, you're up after Chase. I forgot. Yeah, you're up after
that's
Chase.
you.
Yeah.
Does he want?
No. And that's something that we could dig into, but like, is that some people call that isolating? Everyone's isolation looks different, but everyone's self-care looks different too. For you to have a day off and just veg out at a TV, like, is that for you? Is that self-care?
I mean, to be honest, I don't even on my day off, I don't do it, but it's nice to when I do.
Yeah.
But
He said, I don't even do it, but it's nice to.
I guess more peace for me would be, it's like as soon as I get off work and I got a day off, I'm up north riding 4-wheeler, mud bogging, that's just
Outdoorsy
it's
shit.
my happy place,
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. I'm off over here on a 4-wheeler. So last thing is, what do you tell to someone out there struggling?
Keep trying, it'll come. If I got it, you'll get it.
Hey, we always hear people say, like, dude, if I could do it, you could do it. But tell me about your gratitude, and then you can be gone. Get down, man. What are you grateful for?
Definitely grateful. Coming out of prison, I didn't know what I was coming into. I didn't know exactly where I was going. I reached out to he's technically my stepdad. I got his last name, but he's always been there for me. He's always been a dad. And I called him up. I say, I don't really want to go to my mom's because it's chaos there. It's, always something, drugs, this, that, and another thing. Well, he said, you can come here, and I'm still staying with him currently.
Hell yeah. And you don't need to. Financially, you don't need to.
No, he just said, just do what you're doing,
Right.
Have fun while you can before you buy a house.
Right.
But, I'm definitely thankful for him. Thankful for my girlfriend because she's always...
The motorcycle crash girl? Right? That girl that we had ice cream with?
Yeah, she's watching. I had to say...
What's up, girl? I hope you recovered all good. I know she did, but I didn't mean to say like you can't. You can drive. It was Chase's fault, I think, right? I don't know. It's just say it was. Makes me look like a better guy. You can drive really well.
Curb rider.
Why ain't she in here with us? Get in here next Friday.
Came straight from work.
Yeah, well, meet us here next Friday at 8 o'clock, 2520 North 2nd Street podcast. Well, what? Anything else you're grateful for that you'd like to share about?
This place, this place gave me a place to come when I didn't know what to do when I first got out after being in for a while.
Hell yeah. And do burnouts. Yes, buddy. One of the baddest burnouts I've seen came from this young man on the air. And the only dude I've seen ever jump a gas tank filler spot or in Stillwater on a not type of bike you jump. Chase, I love you. Thank you for coming on. Will you come back on the show?
Absolutely.
All right. Batters up, brother. Robert.
Yes, sir.
What brings you peace in your recovery today?
The chaos of my children.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain.
The chaos of my children. So, I was one of them slow learners, right?
Slow learner, fast forgetter?
No, so like Dustin said, I never wanted to get high at all, right? But I want to go steal cars and commit crimes and do all the lifestyle, right?
Yep.
So, it took me almost 3 years, right? To finally get okay with being that guy that just goes home after work, right?
Right.
But then when I left that chaos of the lifestyle alone, right? I got 3 kids, 2 9-year-old twins and a 10-year-old, right? So like, and they
Irish twins and twins?
yes. So they're
Wow.
all 14 months apart. They're
Wow.
They're not quite Irish. They're 14 months apart.
All right. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they're a lot. And
Yeah, dude.
so when I start to like, she's like, stop avoiding home and chasing this high that I'm getting somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
And actually spend the time with my kids. It's great, dude. Like,
Brings a peace.
I
a
mean,
calm?
it is. It's they'll go to their grandparents for the weekend, and I come home and I don't know what to do. I'll walk around the house and I'm like,
It's quiet.
babe, I guess I'm going to a meeting. She's like, what? I gotta go. I can't even be in the house because it's so quiet.
That's crazy. And we lived in such chaos before.
I love it. It's what I know.
Right.
It's how I know what's going on in the environment. Because once it gets quiet, then things you never know what's happening.
Is it a deal where then when it's quiet, it's like now I'm stuck with just me? Is it one of those things or?
It's not. I think there was to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I continue to try to chase that lifestyle to stay away from me. Because if I fix you, help that person, this person, everyone else, I ain't got to fix me.
Right.
But now it's just that it just replaced it. It's something I get so much more enjoyment out of watching. Like, dude, my kids will come up with some of the craziest stuff to tell me. And they'll talk to me and I'll be like, man, this is like, but like, so my son is 9, but he'll tell me things that most grown adults can't grasp, right? So there's a commercial on 93X for Veltrexa, I think it is.
Yep.
Okay, you're supposed to help you stop drinking.
Brand new. No, that's not Veltrex. Veltrex is a herpes medicine.
Which one's the one for not you're supposed to try drinking or something?
Yeah, I know what you. But I don't think it's called Veltrex. I like that though.
I don't know what it is.
No, I think it's like anabuse or something. But yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So he hears this on the radio, and he looks at me. He's like, "Dad, you stopped drinking and drug, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you do it on your own?" I'm like, "No, I had friends help me or whatever." He's like, "So they got a drug to help you stop doing drugs. I don't think that's gonna work very well." There's a 9-year-old, but there's a 9-year-old that's like, "Darren, you
It makes sense. Like, so you're telling that yeah, I see what you're saying too. With kids, that's crazy. Dad, that makes no sense. They're telling you got to be on drugs to get off drugs.
And he literally just said at the end of this, he's gonna be like, I don't think that's gonna work too good. And then he's on to whatever it is, he's on to his next thing. It's like, oh.
That's your 9-year-old?
That's my 9-year-old.
That's awesome. So, Robert, talk to me about your gratitude, man.
I
lied. How'd you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
I heard it from a couple friends were going out here. Bigger meetings. I'd drop them off here. I'd go to CMA down in town and whatnot. So I decided to check it out.
So, was tonight your first time?
I was here Wednesday.
Okay, what was that thought when you first walked in?
I liked it. It's a very, the best way to describe it would be a non-denominational safe place. Like, it really is. It very open, very welcoming. I really enjoyed the part at the beginning of the meeting here Wednesday was I showed up late today, I'll admit it. Was anyone needed a ride, right?
Take us through that, because we never talked about it in air, but what do you mean? Does anyone need a ride?
So the first 10 minutes into the meeting, it was announced if anybody needs a ride home. Anyone that needed a ride home said, yes, they need a ride home. And every time that someone said they needed a ride home, there was at least 4 or 5 people that said, where are you going? Instantly, to make sure they had a ride home.
And I'll quickly speak on that. Is we do that at the beginning. We don't have phone lists, and at the beginning of every meeting, Paul will announce anyone need a ride, and the place goes quiet because if you do, and then they say anyone going to this, and you speak up. You work for your recovery, hence the name Work for Recovery. And people get their rides home. Like that was the same with me when I came on the other side and they're doing. I was like, I've been to a lot of meetings. No one gives a shit how I get home.
And honestly, I gave a dude a ride home. I wasn't going anywhere near that direction.
Right. No.
I was like, yeah, I got you, dude. I don't even know where the hell you're talking about going, but sure, like I shoot through them.
I thought like I used to do that shit with I had a breather in my truck, in Toxalot, and like to me is like, I don't know, it was in a way his ego at the time is like, look guys, you can still help someone out, and I still got my past life fucking with me today. I got a breather. Scoot over. Come on. I have a front bench seat, and I got 4 people in it. But that's the shit that helped save my life type stuff. But no, I'm glad you brought that up. So, all right, tell me about your gratitude.
My gratitude is just to be able to be here, dude. Like, to be able to wake up and be a part of the things I said I wanted. To be a part of the life I said I wanted, to be able to just, I mean, nothing's that bad. You can't, I go to work every day like Chaz and Dustin were talking about. I go to do construction and whatnot. It's all right, dude. Like, nothing's really that big a deal. It's all going to be all right.
And recovery gave you that mindset, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, I was definitely worried about my dope.
Always. Yeah, no, I get it.
I need a pack of cigarettes, some dope. I need something to eat,
That was
some
priorities.
sleep.
Number
Absolutely,
one,
that was just
always.
every day.
Bro, I like you. Would you be willing to come back on the show in the future, like
Yeah.
future Fridays? All right, I'm gonna hold you to that, man. I want your number before you leave. But thank you. I appreciate you, Robert. Maddie or Josh, one of you guys gonna hop on here, please? Get over here.
Why you?
Come on, Maddie, you're up next. All right, young man. Yeah, you're in the hot seat. You're saying. Who are you? Oh, wait, do you have a date you gotta get to?
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's Friday night.
It's Friday night. Yes. What's your? I'm sorry. What's your name?
I'm Red.
Rad.
Red.
Red. Welcome to the show, Red.
Thank you.
Have you been to Will Work for Recovery before?
I went Wednesday.
Wednesday was your first time?
Yeah, I walked out.
Oh, talk to me. Well, first, how'd you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
I don't know if you want to know that.
Yeah, I do.
From somebody I didn't. It's a bad influence. But
Okay, whatever.
I ended up coming here, and the doors were locked because I had the times wrong.
Okay.
And then Robert suggested it.
Okay.
And came out here last Wednesday.
Cool. What was your thought when you walked in?
It was overwhelming.
I've had people talk about they had to leave, that social anxiety got to them.
Yeah, it's a lot of these meetings. So I have ADD, and I can't medicate it.
Yeah,
So when people start firing off left and right, I get a little bit overwhelmed.
So real quick, and I want people to understand this, and that's I got meeting lists in front of your camera right now. Is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they are typically bigger meetings. They just are. You can come from at 6 o'clock and hang out for a little fellowship and scoot. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's a smaller style meeting, more intimate. Every morning at 6:30, there's a structured AA meeting. It's a lot more intimate and smaller. 5 o'clock on Sundays, it's a lot smaller AA structured meeting. They're doing a Bible study too Sunday mornings here in this room. And every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, there's like a men's meeting, a women's meeting. Like, I tell people, like, if you have social anxiety, like, come check out Tuesday and Thursday first. I want people to see this place. Like, I've been all over the world and been to recovery centers everywhere. I've yet to see a place like this. So I'm real floored about sharing it and letting people know. Why'd you walk out Wednesday?
Oh, honestly, I was in a bad place, and I heard the word God a couple times.
Ooh, so that triggers on you, huh?
I went from atheist to, the nice part about recovery is I try new things now.
Yeah.
So I actually found some spirituality through Buddhism.
Okay.
And, when I'm not in a great place, sometimes the spirituality pushes me out.
I get you. That's a benefit of this show. Prior to moving it here, it used to be at 2218, and we'd do about 2 hours of show, and I'd have 2 guests on, and I got to meet a lot of people and talk to them, and the best thing that came of that is me learning that you can find your recovery on any path. It doesn't only have to be through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, those 12 steps, or I've had Buddhisms on here, I've had transcendental meditation, people with cold turkey, people that just did church, the AA, the NA, the Al-Anon. However you can find your way to a new fucking happiness. I just challenge you to go try something different.
I agree.
But no, you're honest, man, bro. That's what you do. You speak up. Like,
it's amazing now because I'm a spaz through and through, and I can actually do 20 minutes of silent meditation now, after practicing for about 2 years now.
Yeah, I spent money and got some guru. I went through some transcendental meditation, and that helped my life.
Right.
It did. It was something I never thought I could do because of ADHD and ADD and all these things, the squirrels running around and shit, but it helped, and I never thought I could do it. Exactly. So what brings you peace today?
What brings me peace today? I don't really know. I exercise, that helps. I eat right. I don't really do bad things.
You don't really do what?
I don't really do bad thins. Thins against my
Things?
my code.
Or thin? What?
Yeah,
thins?
it's how I say thins.
Okay, I wasn't sure. You said it earlier, and I was like, what the hell's thins? Here, Robert.
That's
No,
how I
mean,
roll.
That's all good. I just wanted to clarify because I was like, I don't know what that means. Please tell me. But all right, I get it.
I
get
also
it.
get grass and glass confused
Grass and
sometimes.
glass. Shit, that must have been funny when, like, if a guy was out smoking some glass. It's like, pass that grass. Like, bro, we ain't smoking no weed in here.
It made things awkward.
Yeah, it made things up. Bro, I like you.
I used to get some words wrong too when I was younger. School and stool.
Oh, I gotta go to stool.
My uncle used to always tell me, he used to make fun of me and say, "You're going to stool on the stool bus, huh?" Kitties were titties.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let me
So-
pet your kitties.
Oh, yeah.
I meant your titty, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. I could see where that could get really misconstrued.
So I'm right there with you.
All right.
Happens.
What are some of your biggest hurdles right now? Is that what, like God, when that gets brought up, or like what's some of the big hurdles for you in your recovery?
In my
In your
recovery,
recovery.
I would say anger is one of my biggest triggers. So I spend about half my day not getting angry. I start my day doing push-ups, getting rid of that negative energy, and then I don't know. I try to. Yeah,
So physical work does help you with that
It
shit.
actually helps me with that shit, and I don't work hard for a living anymore. So I have to do it, and I have to get it out. Otherwise, it manifests through traffic.
Through what?
Traffic.
Yeah,
or
I know
other
another
things.
guy who takes it out on the road too. Matter of fact, he's in this room right now. he shares about like it can go this way. Like in the morning, I'm praying, and I'm God conscious. And 10 minutes later on the highway, I'm like, "Fuck you," and that's this and that, blah blah blah, road rage. It happens. Like it's.
I gotta ask myself. I think I asked it on the way here. Like, do you want to go to a meeting, or you want to go follow and get into this stranger here?
See, and that's I don't know. I think over time, and I don't know. I can only speak for myself. Over time, to make the new normals the way I can.
Yeah.
It's repetitive, positive affirmations. As you can see, I haven't picked up the physical side of things yet. I'm trying, but so what's a dream job for you?
I don't know. I can tell you what I'm doing. So on Monday, I leave. I'm actually putting a little bit of faith in myself, which is a first for me at the ripe old age of 50 here.
Attaboy.
And I am going to school to not really switch careers, but join the other side.
What do you mean?
I'm going to go work for the opposite end of it.
I was like, nah, I'm a Jedi.
So I'm gonna
today,
go to
tomorrow
school.
I'm a
I'm gonna go. So I work seasonally, like you guys were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I went absolutely insane last year, and this year was even better. So I can imagine the insanity is gonna be worse. So I'm gonna go work and follow the money.
Well, I'd like for you to come back and tell us how that stuff worked out. Talk to me about your gratitude.
My gratitude is key. So my gratitude is one of the reasons why I'm sober. I actually kept a gratitude journal for my first year and a half, and I constantly go back to it if I ain't living right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if I'm not being kind to my fellow humans,
Mm-hmm.
animals, whatever, right? I'm not grateful for the wonderful life that I've always had and have rarely ever seen it.
Besides coming here, what's another meeting that you like? Is there another meeting that you enjoy going to that you want to share about?
I do Dharma recovery.
What is that?
It's a Buddhist-based principle.
Okay. Is there a place you go or that you can talk about or tell us, like, if anyone else is interested in that, how to find it?
I think you can go to dharmarecovery.com. Otherwise, I go to the Shambhala, I believe it's center.
Okay.
Right down the road from here. It's off Grand. I don't know the address though.
If anyone's interested in that and wants to know more, just reach out to me and I'll get a hold of you through Robert or whatever. Would you come back on the show?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
I don't make promises that.
It's all good. I
Tomorrow
appreciate
is never in it.
We stay present. Worry about
Right.
now. I appreciate you coming on the air and sharing some stuff. Looking forward to you coming back. All right, batters up. One of you guys. Come on, batters up, brother. Oh, you know what? Who are you, sir?
My name is Josh. We're just leaving me
What's
here.
that, brother? I haven't even heard Jen. I know. I'm doing this on purpose.
Best for last.
I think he
These
wants
my
to.
camera goodies. I don't know. There you
Good rating, bro.
go. Who are you, sir?
I'm Dale.
Dale?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Who are you?
I'm Josh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Josh, welcome to the show.
Oh, that's coming out.
All right. Who are you, ma'am? Ma'am?
Who am I?
Who are you?
I'm Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right. Now we're going to do something where we're interacting, all three of us. All
Okay.
four. Let me do my math again. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to do this. We're going to go around and say, what brings you peace?
What brings me peace?
What brings you peace?
My cat.
Your cat. What brings you peace?
Knowing God better.
Josh, what brings you peace?
Knowing that no matter what I do, no matter how far in the wrong direction I go, that I can always turn it back around and go somewhere else.
That's a good one.
I like all their deep answers, and mine's my cat.
No, that's pretty deep too.
Well,
Yeah, what do you like most about yourself?
You know, I don't give that much thought, but I can say my transformation. Like I did a lot of work, I did a lot of thinking while I was in prison, and I come up more peaceful, and more giving, more understanding. I guess, so there's the answer. I have better understanding. That is a really big deal, especially with, you know, the environment out on the streets.
Right.
You
It's
know,
a night and day difference, bro.
Yeah,
we
so,
know that. Well, and then even from being on the inside out here,
Yeah.
just the transformations and the differences, and to get to. I'm learning to use different words, and to get to be on this side of the fence type of a situation, and to get to figure out how to live that way, a different way.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in recovery?
Well, I got out of prison a year ago.
Hey, weekends and jail time count, bro. You know that.
But so I'm at 3 years right now, a little over 3
We
years.
do this on the show. How'd you hear about Will Work?
I was sober house manager about a year ago, and I ended up going to a barbecue and met a few people, and I thought, well, this was really cool, man. So, all right, I'll go. I was really I didn't want to go to another meeting after treatment, and but like it's kind of like home. This place,
That's
anyway.
my next question. Like, tell us about your experience when you first walked in here.
Well, it reminds me a lot of the clubhouse. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And then I'm looking around at all the cool stuff, and I'm like, well, this is exactly like my house. So I fit right in. I put my feet up, and here we are.
And it does. A lot of people that they think it's real busy and stuff, but for a guy like me, like that's what it was. It's like walking to home. It's walking into a comfortable spot.
Yeah. I grew up a kind of way, you know, where Wednesday nights are really a thing. But this is a really cool spot. It's really chill. You just be yourself.
Dude, this is my new church.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly
This
what.
is my new clubhouse.
I'm trying not to say it.
No, like, without saying specific things, but Paul broke it when we were out of town. Like, this is my new colors.
Yeah, yep.
Recovery.
Yep.
AA. It's like this is my new
Yeah.
set. This is where I do church. These are my brother. It's a weird mindset, but until he kind of broke it down when we were in Arkansas, he said something, and it just like a 10-hour ride home. I'm like, we're some crazy dumb motherfuckers around here, just like the old life. We're just not doing a lot of the law breaking like I was doing before. But this is where I come to. And my brothers are here. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, it's
I get
exactly
it. Like,
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
So I've been involved. I guess the first time I went to treatment, I think I was 13 or 14. I'm 56 now, so about 40 years with the DOC and mandatory AA, and those places were great, and I got a lot of tools from it, but it was really dry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Really,
I know.
NA with candles, and I mean, and that, you know, that was early state, but like, it's a new world, man. You know what I mean? And it's just a really cool spot, even just to come and do nothing.
Exactly.
You know?
And I share that a lot because, like I was telling these guys, is I might ask them questions that seem like no-brainers and they're dumb as shit, but there's people listening that have never been in the rooms. There's people that listen that are, shit, they're getting high right now listening. Like, I want what they got. I don't know how to do it. But I've been to meetings all over the world. I have. Like, not a lot out of the country, but enough. And all over the country, tons. I haven't been to a place like this yet.
No, yeah,
And
that's what I'm
this
saying.
is 10 minutes from home.
Yeah, yeah, 5 minutes.
It's just,
Place is
you
definitely
know,
one of a kind.
It is, definitely. And it was Paul and Carolyn's vision, and it's like, I'm grateful for that type of stuff. Like, that's where when I talk about my gratitude is, these are the rooms that I met a new brother who had a vision like this that now I can find an enjoyable new way of life. Like, it's enjoyable. It's not the dull basement of a church. And some of that shit works for people. This just really works for me. What would you explain? How would you explain this to someone come up to you out of the blue? Hey, what is that Will Work for a Recovery place like? How would you break it down to them?
I guess, first off, the first word that comes to my mind is a comfortable spot to just relax. I know a lot of people come with like mandates or whatever, and they have to be here. But this ain't the place for that. Everybody just seems to fit right in, and man, I met so many cool people. Like, there's a lot of love. I mean, like real love. You know what I mean? For male or female, or it don't matter, right? It's just simply love. And that's, you know, after 40 years of messing stuff up my whole life, I don't have a lot of love,
right? I get it.
Except for here,
right?
You know.
And I think that's the benefit. We were talking about this with some other situations. It's like this is one of the things, especially when you're getting out, like when you're getting out. This is a place you can come walk into and you're welcomed.
Yeah.
If you're here to get some recovery, you're welcome in here. Or to go hang out, find a spot to just, you know, everyone's voice is valid here.
Yeah.
Everyone can come here and have a voice. And if you just want to come watch, you can do that too.
I do that often.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, real welcoming too about this place. So
the thing that is really cool, the meetings are really just kind of free flowing. You know what I mean? They're really comfortable, beanbag chair, kick back or whatever. But for me, you know, with a lot of clinical type stuff, I get a lot of nuggets from here. One of the most important things that I learned from here, and at my age, like I've learned a lot, right? But Paul said the simplest thing: do the next right thing. Well, I had to think about what that meant, right? And it's weird with that nugget, right? I can find the next right thing all day long, whether it's carrying somebody's groceries or picking up a piece of trash, or so that little nugget, man, keeps me moving forward. Do the next right thing. And it's the simplest thing, but it's the biggest thing I hold on to. I've been coming down here for about a year. And there's other stuff, but that really keeps me going forward, right? Because now I'm looking for stuff to do, and it just keeps coming. And the more I do for people, the more good things happen to me. It's really crazy. I'm really grateful for my new understanding of how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You dipped into like one of my final questions, but I'm going to hold you tight there. You come back? All right, good, because my question to you is, where did you just go? I just had it.
I don't know.
You stole it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did. Oh, what motivates you the most?
What motivates me the most?
Yeah, what motivates you most? And if you say kitty, you can't use your kitties.
Standard answer.
That's all you're going to get out of me tonight. My cat.
Why is you saying kitty, not titty anymore? We're gonna, my listeners are smart, but I mean, I'm not. So.
What motivates me the most? My son. My relationship with my son. I'm motivated to stay the course because I don't want to be destructive in everyone's life anymore. I was a tornado through the lives of so many people that loved me, and I didn't realize how many people actually gave a shit about me until I got sober, and then it's like you cared? You cared? Oh, you really cared too? Like what? Yeah.
And then you meet people who start caring about you too.
Yeah.
The connections we make.
Yeah.
Josh, what do you like most about yourself?
My resilience.
Get close on that mic, boy.
My resilience, intuition, and ambition.
Resilience, ambition, and intuition?
Yes.
Tell me about intuition. What do you mean?
Well, I have a we all have it, but some people can suppress it by ignoring it or doing the exact opposite of what it's telling you to do. But it's like a little voice. And some people call it a gut, some people call it a sixth sense. I like to call it intuition or Holy Spirit. But it is like a little voice that is telling me what I need to know, and it oftentimes does not align with what I want. And when I don't listen to it, things go wrong, and when I listen to it, things go right.
That was in-depth enough for me. What's your favorite thing since being in recovery to do?
Me?
Yes.
My favorite thing to do since being in recovery. I don't know. Over the summer, I did a lot of hiking, solo hiking.
Solo hiking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like up the hill around the corner, or what do you mean?
No, like I bought a state park pass, I bought a pair of hiking boots, I bought a good backpack, and I spent time mapping out hikes and pushing myself and doing, 7-8 mile hikes by myself, and just pushing myself and being out in nature. And I decided this summer that I wasn't going to wait till be picked to go out and do something and sit at home and wallow in my own pity. So I just decided to go do it. And so that's been something recently I always had the ambitions to do those things, just not always the follow through.
And now you get to follow through on stuff.
Now I get to follow through.
So here's something way out of left field. Is there life on other planets?
Is there life on other planets?
Yeah. What do you think? Is there?
Possibly.
I don't know if this didn't keep anyone sober or not, but hey. It keeps me
Possibly. I don't know. I don't think about it much.
Well, okay. Do you believe there's life on other planets?
Of course there is. Everybody knows that.
What kind of
except
life?
for her.
What kind of life?
Except for her. Like, I don't know. I don't think about the life
You
on other
guys think
planets.
we went to the moon?
Well, I think there's a feline planet.
A feline? What was that? The robots I saw a show on Netflix with little at the end.
They're all
those
just
cats
hopping around.
Yeah.
They're stuck there. They don't got
See,
no
we were
thumbs.
back about the cats again.
I would
See? He brought up the cat.
I hate to bring it back here, but I just have to. I would challenge everybody to go on Google and check out all of the photos of the moon landing. And it's very interesting that there's not a single star in any picture. Not one.
Who had the camera?
Not one.
Who put the camera there?
Who held the
Who put the camera there when they got off? Like, who had the camera placed perfectly right there?
They did.
They did? In the studio?
Yeah, there's no footprints now, but there's a camera shot. All right, let's see here. We're going to run through gratitude with the three of you, and I'm getting, you two are up next. Both of you two are coming on next, and then Maddie. So let's do gratitude. Run it. Talk to me about your gratitude.
Gratitude. I'm thankful that I am me, because I look around at some other people's lives. My life isn't all peaches and cream, but I'm grateful I'm me.
I'm grateful you're you. I'm grateful you're you too, Josh, and thanks for coming
Thank
through.
you.
And I think we have each other's number. I want some of them pictures. I seen you out there playing photographer.
I got some pictures for
Thank
you.
you.
Yep.
All right, grab one of those three right there. Any of those three. Maddie,
Hey,
one of the
one of
girls,
you
or
three.
yep. Brother, talk to me about your gratitude.
How much time you got, man? The weirdest thing is, so this is a complete transformation.
You guys have a great night.
I'm grateful to my sentencing judge. It's a long story, right? But I was 172 pounds. I was living to die. I was dead inside. But the judge that sentenced me 10 years ago thought it was the best idea to send me to prison now. And I'm grateful for that, because I'm still here. And at my age, with 40 years of the mandated stuff, to be able to take that period of time, put it together, figure out that a lot of the shit I did was unnecessary. A lot of the pain, the suffering, everything, like I caused that, right? So God put me in a position to come here to this place, and I get to meet people who are younger than me and guide them and help them into something different. Maybe not better, but at least different. And I'm grateful to be able to help younger people, I guess, so that they don't have to do the unnecessary shit that I did.
Well, my main question too is I like hearing about gratitude, but will you come back on the show? Will you come to another Friday night meeting and come back on the podcast?
Yeah.
I appreciate you, my guy. I really do. It's nice to meet you, Dale.
You too.
Dale.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother, for coming on.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right.
It's
Thank
past
you.
my bedtime.
Welcome to the club.
Dale, it's good
Oh,
seeing
your
you.
kids
How
are
are
good.
you?
How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you, too.
Today I do.
You up? Come on. I won't even ask you much. I just need this seat
Bye,
filled.
everyone.
Bye, Paul.
I'll see you Wednesday.
Oh, we're grilling them. No. Talk to me about your gratitude. And then one of you two are taking her seat.
My gratitude today, actually, I've gotten a few text messages in the last few days from people that I didn't, just some really good text messages about how I've impacted their recovery. And I, kind of out of the blue ones, and those just humble me to the core when I get messages like that. And yeah, that's been where I've been sitting with my gratitude today for sure.
Phone
number, okay.
That's how you get a girl's number.
That's how you get a girl's number. That's it right there.
I need it for the
You say
show.
phone number.
I didn't go like this. No.
You'll get it in a second. Here, hold
Yeah,
on.
no
Think.
worries.
I'm talking here. I'm talking. I can't write and talk and the whole thing at once. And now I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about people reaching out to you and saying like, "Hey, you've done a lot for my recovery."
Yeah, I mean,
tell me why you're grateful for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got like a couple of texts, and like I said, in the last couple of days, even, and it blows me away because I always, when I walked into these rooms, and I was absolutely freaking broken, and I'm listening to everybody share, and the little voice inside my head over here is saying, "Nothing you have to say matters. Nothing you have to say matters. No, your stuff isn't. Nobody's going to care about anything you have to say," and it's clearly not true. Right? Like I'll think my experience is that nobody else is going to understand my experiences of what I've been through, and that's that terminal uniqueness, right? That keeps us all sick, and keeps us shut up in the corner.
Terminal uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah. So I mean, it's humbling to have people reach out to you, and multiple people to say that I've had an impact on their recovery. And yeah, that's where my gratitude is. I mean, I'm grateful for the life I live today. It doesn't make any logical sense, the life I live today. Not one tiny bit.
I know we're wrapping up on guests with you, but what do you mean it doesn't make any logical sense?
Like, I was a screw up, like in every way. I mean, I used for, from the time I was like 11 or 12 and I was 41 by the time I got sober. I mean, I used for a long time. Right. And in that process of that time, I had things. I got married. I had a life that didn't make any sense then, but I didn't appreciate it at all either. I drank through it and did a bunch of pills through that part of my life. But today I have a great job that I've been at for almost 2 years. I have a beautiful home. I have my sanity. I have my sanity back because that was gone. That one was out the window for way too long. I mean, and I'm not harming other people. I'm not harming other people with my insanity these days and with my selfishness.
That's a big piece of gratitude I get. Like, thank you. I appreciate that. Paul, are you going to come hop on for a sec?
I'm good.
You sure? We had a question come in, but
what?
I guess you could yell from over there.
Am I done?
What?
You
What is
me?
your favorite thing? What is your favorite thing to do since you've been in recovery?
What's the favorite thing I do?
Yeah.
since recovery?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do since being in recovery?
Man, it's a tough question.
Is it though?
Ride motorcycle.
Paul's answer was riding motorcycle sober. Being sober while riding a motorcycle versus not being sober riding motorcycle.
I haven't done that one.
What, either of them or
What?
ride sober?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done that one.
All right, well, Miss Kitty, will you
Miss
be
Kitty.
back on? Will you come back on there? All right, I'll hold you to it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now I got your number.
Look at that.
All right, Chase, were you trying to hop back on? You got something to add? I think you do. I don't know. Come on, who won the rock, paper, scissors? Who are you, young lady?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, welcome to the show. Who are you?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. All right, I know I didn't say you're going to be on. I was like, just come watch, but what, will you get closer and tell me what your name is? I'm sorry.
Isaiah.
Isaiah, welcome to the show. And who are you again?
Jason.
Welcome, all of you, to the show. The jokester. Old Foot Locker jokester. Don't have her tell you jokes. They'll cut deep. Deep. They're this.
Ancestry deep.
Ancestry deep, yeah. Tell him later. That's fucked up. I told it 100 times to my relatives, and they're like, what? Yeah, like my whole family's Jewish. It's messed up. All right, so what brings you peace?
Shoot, what brings me peace?
Later. Thank you, Chase.
Being content.
What do you mean being content?
What brings me peace is knowing that I don't have to like hustle up something, you know? That I don't have to be worried about tomorrow. Being content.
Being content with today.
Yeah.
With where you're at. Isaiah, what brings you peace?
Silence.
No shit? You? The one like, I'm not coming. Bro, I'm just fucking with you, but I'm not really. But so silence. So what? Just being like, you know what? Here's a good question. Are you in recovery?
No.
All right, so you're here supporting. Do you think that's a great question then? Do you think it's isolation if you're just sitting watching TV for 5 hours? Is that isolating?
Yes.
It is. Okay. What's not isolating? What amount? Is there an amount of time?
There's obviously bad and good isolation, but I feel like if you're finding yourself in that isolation, that's good isolation.
So it's a personal.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing.
I'm not sitting around, just watching TV, as you say.
Right.
5 hours. I got stuff to do. People got things they need done.
No, I get it. And the reason I bring this up is myself, and I find a loophole and call it self-care. Because a big thing in recovery, people talk about you got to do self-care, you got to do self-care. Tim's self-care, I'm Tim. Tim's self-care looks like this. 86 in everyone, and I'm going to go put on some cartoons. Whether I'm sitting there really focused and watching, it's like that's my head can escape or whatever. But I know when it turns into isolation, when I'm not answering some calls, when I'm not dealing with my responsibilities, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? There is a difference in it, and I do. This goes to a question we had earlier, and I'm sorry I didn't answer it if you're still listening, but I believe that this is a question. What isolation looks like is it varies. Every person is different. What's isolating to you might be my serenity. What's my serenity could be what could almost kill you. You know what I mean? So everyone's isolation looks different. I know it's kind of half-assed the way I just talked about that without bringing up the question when we had the guest on, we did. So, you know what? You're not in recovery. Do you believe there's life on other planets?
Oh, we're back to this?
Yeah, we got someone new. Here's the full question. Where did it go?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, I'm getting to you on this one. Is there life on other planets? What kind of life? And what difference does it make? Now, that last part's stupid. Is there life on other planets? If so, what kind of life?
All right, I'm going to just begin with the fact that I really don't believe in the God that is portrayed to us, okay? I believe our God is in another form in the first place, so obviously I do.
Not the first to say that on this show.
I do believe there's life on other planets, but I don't believe in what we're portrayed to see as God. I believe he's in another form that we don't know.
I've heard people say like angels are just like an alien life form that they like. I had someone come on and really give like about 10 minutes, really went into what they believed. And you know what? It's not for me to say you're wrong. I think that that's where there's a lot of problems with like politics, religion, all that type of stuff is like, I respect your beliefs. You can have your beliefs. Once I start pushing mine onto you or telling you you're wrong for what you believe, that's where I feel that's an issue. I respect whatever you believe. As long as it doesn't harm me directly, I'm good. That was my little soapbox moment. But for real, I ask these questions and I've never once been like, you're wrong. One time on the air I did. Someone thought that a certain way of getting clean, and I just couldn't get behind it. So whatever. You believe there's life on other planets?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I think there's just other humans out there.
Humans?
Yeah.
Not alien life.
No.
You think like is it? Let me just ask. This place, this universe is so large, so endless. There's got to be another one of this.
Yeah, I think so.
Someone out there doing a podcast. Someone out
Right.
there like. See, I'm on some Rick
It's
and
an
Morty
evil
shit.
podcast, though.
Oh, it's a total vice versa from what we're doing.
Yep, it's an evil podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding about that part, but
I do believe that. Like, I know it's a cartoon, and you see, I'll be on some Rick and Morty shit, but it's so infinite. Like, I've yet to hear any scientific fact or someone that's like, no, the universe ends at X amount of miles, or it ends. From my understanding, it's infinite. It goes and goes and goes, and we'll never even be able to see how far it goes. So, yes, I believe it's same 100,000 million times over. There's the same thing going on. We're on that hole. Is there a plan? You out?
I agree.
You're on your own.
All right, you lock.
I locked the garage.
I'll double check everything.
The whole front is locked up. All you gotta do is have.
Paul B., you're the shit. Thank you for who you are. Thanks for having roofs over our heads and supplying us with your vision.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Love you, P.
Have a good night.
All right. Hey, wait, real quick, Paul. Is there life on other planets? Are we alone in the universe?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You got some. Do you believe we're alone in the universe?
I don't really think about it, you know.
Cop out answer. That's not good for you. All right, bye. Love you, brother. All right, from the sidelines, Jake. We got life on other planets?
I believe it's ignorant to think we're the end all be all.
We're not the end all be all. Oh, this is a good one. Now, see, this is where we can just get into whatever. And I have a whole nother set. I should just cord it in for you. Get a chair and pull it up to the corner here. Come on now. All right. If you could go anywhere, if you could fly, did I ask you that last time? If you could fly, where would you go?
You did not ask me that.
If you could fly right now, where would you go?
Over the ocean.
No, like destination.
Oh.
You just kick it in the ocean?
I mean, if I could fly, I want to see like over everything.
You fly over.
And, like I would go over the seas. I would go in anywhere and everywhere, honestly.
If you could fly, where would you go right now?
Jerusalem.
Yeah, I want to go too. I'd be just don't take her. If you could fly right now, where would you go? I'm joking.
Oh boy. If I could fly anywhere, anywhere.
Right now, boom.
Australia.
Australia, down under, huh?
Yeah, I want to see all those things that can kill me.
See all the yellow things that could kill you?
No, to see all the things that can kill me.
Oh, okay. I thought, all right. If you could fly anywhere right now, boom, you're there. Where are you going?
I don't know, man.
Oh, wrong one. It was supposed to be.
Well, yeah.
You hear it? It was a wah, wah.
Nah.
All right. So, if you could go anywhere, that's where it'd be. Nowhere. You're not sure. All right. You think about that for a second.
What about you, Tim?
What? Oh, me right now. I think I'd want to go to like Malaysia or something. I want to go to one of those Thailand or Malaysia, somewhere the water's so fucking blue, it's just ridiculous. Speaking of that, damn, I got a lot of questions that came in. Tomorrow morning there's a new Narcotics Anonymous meeting starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's at a tattoo studio. We're gonna be having like free art stuff that you can do during the meeting. It's 1415 West 35th Street, Minneapolis. It's at IKTOMI Tattoo. Ikatami Tattoos. Willard's shop. He does some gnarly tattoos. I'm going to put the name up in the comment section of the tattoo shop. Check him out. He does great work. But other than that, like, he's given up his shop to us to start a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. Tomorrow will be the first one. We're going to meet there at 9:30 because we're just getting it all started. But yes, it was a brainchild of Rob H's. And again, 1415 West 35th Street in Minneapolis. I think that's South Minneapolis. But yes, that was making me think of there was a question I was going to ask you guys about it. Malaysia Blue. Oh, I'm a knucklehead. Time's kind of going in. If you could have one superpower, what would it be, Isaiah? Any superpower, what is it?
Travel dimensions. I don't know.
Oh. Shit, that's a heat rock. Damn. I was thinking, someone said invisibility. Someone said stretch. We had some corny ass ones. Like mine was just straight up flying. But okay. What's your superpower?
Probably to heal anything.
Ooh, the power to heal. This is where we get our cool lighting going when we have questions like this. Okay, Jason, what's your superpower?
To be able to teleport anywhere.
Ooh, teleportation.
Even though I don't know where I want to fly to.
Yeah, shit. Teleport. What was that movie where they jumpers? No. Well, whatever. Jake, where are you going? What's your superpower?
So I'm kind of a D&D nerd.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either like detect thoughts or
detect thoughts, real quick.
Yeah.
Break that down. What is that? Like you can get in my brain and make me think some, or know what I'm thinking?
Know what you're thinking. And
you don't want that, dude.
And then there's speak with animals. Like that's always been really cool, especially in D&D.
Like Dr. Dolittle shit?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Right? Like
would you want like if you had do you have a dog? Do you have a cat?
I got 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Would you want to be able to speak to him now after the whole life you've had with him and now
Yeah,
really?
100%.
Shit, not me. My dog would be like, Tim, what the fuck were you thinking when you ba 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 ba? No, and no. You know what? I shouldn't have said that because people's heads are weird. But no. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially like the Dr. Dolittle stuff. Like be at a vet clinic and like the dog just sitting there. Yep. Butt swallow thermometer. You might want to check on that thermometer.
How much information is too much information?
That's very dependable.
Break it down.
It just is, I don't know. I like to know everything, but I really shouldn't know everything.
You like to know everything, but you shouldn't know everything.
It's a bendable scale.
Yeah, because I would like to know everything. I mean, most people do, right? I want to know everything, all details. But sometimes you just shouldn't know. It's not good for you.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Literally.
That's how I think.
Curiosity killed the cat. You know what? I had one more that I gotta ask the group here. I think I asked someone. What do you like most about yourself?
My personality.
Your personality.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I can, change a mood in a room.
You got that Riz.
Riz.
What
that?
is that word? People keep using
Riz,
that.
it's short for charisma.
Oh, okay.
I thought because someone said, "Oh, he's trying to riz you up."
I was
like, "What
Wu-Tang
is
or
that?"
something, like RZA or who are you talking about? The Riz, but okay, charisma. You lazy sons of bitches. Say the whole word. The Riz.
The Riz. She has the Riz.
I'm gotta go. Yeah. What do you like most about yourself, Isaiah?
Even if I wanted to, I couldn't lie. To be honest, I just can't lie.
You tell the truth. That's good. To a detriment. So, Jason, what do you like most about yourself?
You skip Jake.
I do that all the time.
My perseverance.
Your perseverance. What do you mean?
I came through a lot, and stuff that could have beat me down, I worked hard to not let it and try to persevere through it, I guess.
Jake, what do you like most about yourself?
Now it's my self-worth. I like the source of it and how I'm able to I gain my self-worth from how I can be useful to other people, what I can do to help the person that's sick and suffering, or just the bare minimum of how can I make somebody's day a little better.
Right. So this is a question I was told that I shouldn't be asking on this podcast, on air, or with my type of guests that we have on here, but we're at the after hours point where I really don't give a shit. Is there anything you would not do for $1 million, Jason?
There's a lot.
Right.
Anything I wouldn't do for $1 million?
Yes. I said,
I'm not gonna hurt.
Let's do this. $10 million because million's not like it used to be. Is there anything you wouldn't do for $100 million?
Ooh.
That changed everything.
Yeah,
huh?
that
I heard
changed
that. $100 million talking. That's life change. That's never again working. That's any options. $100 million. Anything you would not do.
I wouldn't hurt anybody.
So if I say you gotta go flick Isaiah in the neck like this, like, and it's gotta hurt him, you mean like dangerously hurt someone?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I think you and Isaiah would be splitting $100 million then.
You're not trying to kill someone or viciously maim them or like that.
Yeah. I don't mean like
Makes
hurt their
one of us.
feelings.
If I ain't getting caught, no, I'm joking. I don't live that way no more. Is there anything you want to do for $100 million?
You want the recovery answer? Or?
I want the Jake answer. You
I-
sick motherfucker. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Well, I guess it is the recovery answer. I would not do anything that would separate my God consciousness, that connection I have. Like there's little things I do by myself, but I can go back to, I can reestablish. Nothing that would permanently cut me off from God.
I got you. And you know what? I think that's what the question was supposed to trigger, was some people to identify it with the recovery. But you know what? Have you ever had a grape Sour Patch Kid?
These are Sour Patch Kids?
Great.
Oh my gosh.
You guys don't know nothing about grape Sour Patch Kids. I got a whole big ass batch of them. So, audience don't want to hear me smacking either, but that's what you get at 10 o'clock at night, 2 hours of this. What wouldn't you do for $100 million? Is there anything?
Sex.
Okay.
That's one thing in my recovery. Even when I was using, I couldn't have sex for money.
I could, but it's different, I think.
It's different.
Yeah, I think it's different. Okay. But there's a bunch of things, right? Like, would you murder?
Not now.
Ah,
Not now.
You saw this?
There's a little hesitation.
She said like this, and none of it's ever gonna. I know there's a different way I'm supposed to be asking this question, and I just never. When I brought it up to other parties, they're like, "Yeah, it's probably something we shouldn't talk about on air." Would I break rules? Yeah. So Isaiah, if you could make the world one whole landmass, would you? Meaning nothing in between it. We're all one big country.
Like Pangea?
No.
Is that what Pangea is? There's no
Pangea was
Pangea was the original continent where it was all one.
Before
land.
it wasn't all one. It was. He's talking about the continents, the Eastern Europe continent.
Before shit split into 7 continents, like if it could all be one, would you?
No.
No. Why?
Because we all already hate each other.
But see, now togetherness. This got brought up about 2 years ago, and they're like, see, if we were all together, they had this belief that because we're all separated, that is the start of people being separated. Is because we don't have communication, we're not in contact. I'm going down a deep ass rabbit hole that I can't regurgitate half of what he's saying, but you guys see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was one of these deals like, if we live all in the same house, we get to know each other, we know each other. If you're over on the other side of the state and I never get to see you, like, there's unknown things that I'm already making assumptions or blah, blah, blah. It's kind of out of this world. So what we're going to do now at this point in the hour is go around and share whatever you want. Is there something you'd like to talk about, share about, bring up? Anything.
No.
What about your gratitude then? Tell me all about your gratitude. What are you grateful for in life today?
I'm grateful for the people around me that I have, and I'm grateful for my house, even though a tree fell on it.
You got insurance?
Yeah.
Then you're good.
I know they said not till next year. They can't do it till next year. They're already booked out. But tarps are good, you know?
No. I guess.
I mean, it's the edge of the house. It's not like in the middle of the house. It's like the end cap, but it's like, I feel like it's going to ruin stuff.
Well, just maybe it'll be more stuff they fix, I guess. I don't know. That's garbage. Not till next year.
Yeah.
Put all of your expensive stuff underneath it.
Yeah. Get it all over the place.
They already insurance already came in and evaluated it, but I'm like, once it's like when it's raining, it's snowing, it's going to get worse.
What did they say? They're just like, no, it should be fine. If not, you can do a supplement. I believe it's.
They give us $6,000 to repair it and find someone to repair it.
Did you cash that $6,000?
Yeah, it's in cash.
Oh, I was gonna say you can go back and get a public adjuster.
I don't know.
And try to get more money, like.
And let them assess it, because like
But
the
it's
one
already
thing.
been. But if we still have the 6,000,
All right, then if you still have that, you can easily give it back, or they can actually get you additional. Because the one thing about insurance companies is you never want to you never want to trust and listen to the people that owe you money to determine how much they owe you.
Yeah.
So,
But they don't make it public knowledge that you can go get some comparable pricing and something to that effect. It's just like when you're getting a vehicle paid for.
Appraisal clause.
Yeah.
well, see, I don't own it. The person I rent from owns it, and he's like 69 years old, and so they.
How old?
69.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna do the.
Oh, what'd you say? How old is he?
69.
There we go. Yeah, 69.
But they always like, you know.
No way. Oh, what's it? Hey. Oh. It's supposed to be way better than that.
The echo.
Yes. And it's
just
there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Sorry. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right. So your gratitude speaks how?
Through everything life's given right now, it's given good. Got my job's going good. My car's running, and I'm here.
Grateful for them little things. Isaiah, what do you got gratitude about? What makes you happy today? What are you grateful for?
My loved ones are still all here.
Oh yeah.
Make another day.
That's easy enough, right there. I know I talked to both of you about your gratitude, but you have more to say. Both of you do. So
Yeah,
speak.
Jason.
I'm, what was I going to say? I had it.
Anything.
I'm grateful for this program. And like when I used to sit around the tables at AA, I'd hear guys talking about the promises and I'm like, yeah, the promises, whatever, dude. Keep believing that. But I stuck around and it's true. They do come true. You just got to work hard and just keep your nose to the grindstone.
Can I bring some? I'm going to bring something up about that. He's talking about the 9-step promises where it talks about things like situations that used to baffle us. Financial insecurities will soon to exist. It's not promises like, let's say this. When I got into recovery and they said like these promises, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to have money. I'm going to have a job. I'm going to have a girl. I'm going to have a badass house. I'm going to have items. Is that what they mean when they're talking about promises? Is that all these items?
No.
What is it? What's like, I know I kind of blew the thunder out that one by talking about things that used to baffle us, but Jake, talk to me about some promises. Talk to me about some promises that have come true for you. And it's whatever. If it is items, if it's having a nice new shirt, whatever. What are the promises that have worked for you that you're happy about?
Well, right at the beginning, being amazed before we're halfway through, I'm able to start looking the world in the eye, especially after like doing that fifth step and being able to sit comfortably with who I am, because there's always that stuff that we believe that we can never tell another human being, or that if it got out that I did this X, Y, Z, that the earth would crack open, or I'm going to get smited where I stand. And those things didn't happen. There was just another understanding person across the table from me that, continued to love me through that. And then I realized that, my experience is going to benefit somebody else. Mm-hmm. Now it's no longer a burden to me. I'm able to start to see those things and understand that what I have is actually a real gift. I'm really grateful to be an addict alcoholic. Like, do I look back? I don't romanticize, the despair and all those things that came from, the tail end of the use. But I'm able to look back and say, I'm an addict alcoholic. And it's one of the most grateful things I have, because now I can look back and I have a manual to life, like the big book. We call them normies. Normies. They're raw dogging life. They're trying to figure it out as they go. And I have, these, obviously to talk about the situations used to baffle us, that I'm able to just go in and see that, okay, I can recognize who I am, what character defects are popping up, how it affects me, and how I can make sure I don't affect somebody else. Like, say, Isaiah, right? Like, he comes on, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not in recovery, and, he's here for support. But if I can sit here and just talk to him as person to person, then that's something I'm not inflicting damage to general people out in public anymore.
Right. No, and I get that. Exactly what you're saying. What I want to do real quick is read these for people who've never heard of. Goes like this, and it's on page 89, or I think it's 89, page 83 and 84. Yeah. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we're halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor will we wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experiences can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurities will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. These are not extravagant promises. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes slowly and sometimes quickly, but they always materialize when you work for them. There's a lot being said in that. And like I said, I shared about this the other week, is like one of the biggest promises, and it might sound goofy to a lot of people, but I think it was like 2 years into my recovery, I was at New Hope, Alano, and a group of the elder statesmen and I were sitting outside one of the meeting rooms, and couple, like there's 3 of them and me. One of them asked me a question about some advice, and they all listened to what I had to say because they wanted to hear my advice. That was the biggest promise that come still to this day. One of the biggest promises. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. What it is I used to be so full of shit. Everything I did was a lie. I was robbing, stealing, cheating, conniving, holding people hostage, kicking doors, doing the dumbest shit that I was not raised to do. My word meant nothing. No one trusted me. And then to have some guys that were really established in life and whatever, people that I looked up to, wanted to hear what I had to say. That was like the biggest promise that's ever came true for me. And that's the type of shit. I think that was right around the area when I started realizing, like, shit, these promises have nothing to do with monetary value at all. If that makes sense. All right, boys and girls. Anything else you want to add to the show tonight?
Yes.
Get on it. Come on, Jacob.
All right, I just want to plug stuff. Is that all right?
Hell, now's the time. Icky Pod up, bitch.
All right, so
not you.
I obviously touched on ICIPA, the International Convention for Young Peoples. On the other side of that,
What's ICIPA?
I'm glad you asked. ICIPA it's an acronym, ICYPAA. It's the International Convention for Young People of Alcoholics Anonymous. And we're looking to have the International Convention in Minnesota.
Real quick, do you have to be under a certain age?
No.
What does it really mean? Young at what?
So it's geared towards young people or young at heart. And what the real message is that you want to see young people in Alcoholics Anonymous have success.
Mm-hmm.
And with the way that things are going in the world today, people are hitting their lows, their desperation, younger and younger. Like we see it just here at Will Work, right? Like the room was full of people 40 and under.
Yeah.
So obviously there's, especially after COVID, right? There's a huge untapped resource out there that, AA, the program, the 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, the big book, is directed towards alcoholics, but the message is carried differently by each person. And if we can have a message to be carried to the young people, then, obviously that's what the whole thing's about. Because, and that's another reason why they're coming out with a new translation big book for plain and simple language.
When I was going to treatment, he told me our treatment counselor said, to replace the word alcoholic with whatever, like me, meth. So he said instead of alcohol, put meth addict.
Have you read the 12 Steps Off the Wall?
Same thing.
So up on that wall where it says we are powerless over alcohol, there's a dash. You can insert anything.
In the new writings, in the ICIPA stuff.
No, just like if you walk into any Alano, there's a dash after alcohol. We are powerless over alcohol.
I never noticed that.
Dash.
No, me neither.
Right. And at that point, insert anything, because even in sobriety, I can fill it with.
Check too, aren't you?
I can fill this with sex, gambling, food, like what have you. I can fill that hole in my soul with whatever it is that's going to bring me that instant gratification, and I'll become powerless over it in the moment. And that's why they have that dash. And it starts off with alcohol, but really it's all the same malady, right? Like you were talking about, insert meth, fentanyl, like whatever your thing is, like it's always more.
Just like in the Bible, when people say God, you can, whatever is your God, you can replace it with
100%.
your higher power.
And that's where I come in and say that, and I know we're still in some of the thunder of what you're wanting to do right now, and you can get back to it, but I'm not here to tell anyone they're wrong with what their beliefs are. You're not wrong for how you feel, Isaiah, nor are you. And if I'm over here telling someone they're wrong about their beliefs, I got to fucking go buy a mirror and figure out what's wrong with me, because it's not my job to tell someone they're wrong about their beliefs. I'm not saying that that's how you should be, but you won't see me really surrounding myself with people who are over here going to toe with people like, you can't be gay, or you can't have abortion, or you can't have abortion, or any of these things, or you got to be liberal, you got to be Democrat. Bro, that's you. If that's how you feel, more power to you. Just don't push your thoughts on me, and don't tell me don't go to war with me if I don't see it the way you see it. I think life and society would be a lot better if that's kind of how shit was handled, but it's not.
That's categorized as Karens.
Karens?
What, people that just don't care?
No, the opposite.
The other side.
You have to think how I think.
Yeah, no, and that's bullshit.
It's my world. You're just living in it.
Right. My conception of God changes every day.
100%. 100%. And whatever, like I said, the only thing you'll hear me say is I challenge people to go have an experience within a different life of happiness. All right, keep going. Icky Paw, come on.
All right. Yeah, so, we touched on Icky Paw. Here in Minnesota, we have Mini Paw, right? Like, that's the Minnesota's Young People of Alcoholics Anonymous. And they actually threw that dance at 2218 on last Saturday.
They did another one.
They did one Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Or
About
no, Friday,
a year
Saturday.
ago, they held their New Year's party. Yeah, last New Year's, they did their the first time they rented it there. It was the best turnout that the club had in a long time. A lot of money got brought in. A lot of people showed up.
Well, they
That's
had some
awesome.
pretty wicked T-shirts there, so.
Yeah, so the young people, like the whole scene is just growing, and it's growing quick. So with that, I want to lead into the new meeting that's going to be coming to Robbinsdale, Alleno, starting in December. So it's going to be on Saturdays, so it'll be December 2nd, it's the first meeting. It's at 7 o'clock, and it's a young person's meeting at the Robbinsdale Alleno. It'll be the first young person's meeting that they ever have there, and that's the second oldest Alleno in the state, next to 2218. So that's a huge thing, and a lot of people from the Icky Paw Bid Committee are getting involved and starting that up. And with Robbinsdale, I'll plug the DOA meeting. That's my home group, Sunday night, 6 p.m. Woo. Otherwise, that's kind of like all I've got to plug in the immediate moment.
And if you're looking for a really good men's meeting, there's two I can share about. One is at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays at 2520 North 2nd Street here at Will Work for Recovery. It's called Crosstalk at 5 o'clock. It's not a conventional meeting whatsoever. If you'd like a conventional meeting, the following day on Thursdays at 6:30 over at the New Hope Alleno, there's a really great men's meeting that I've been going to for 5 years, and there's some good recovery in there. Other than that, though, I want to thank you guys for being on and sharing some stuff with us. And anyone out there listening, like if you're struggling, I said this at the beginning of the show, if you're out there struggling and you're just not sure what's next, like come check it out here. You've heard us talk about 2218. You heard us talk about Robbinsdale, Alleno, New Hope, Alleno, Fridley, Blaine, Alleno. We talked about Serenity Village tonight. We talked about Buddhism. We talked about transcendental meditation. We talked about church. We talked about some other beings. Whatever the case is, like, go out there and you deserve some happiness. If you're struggling, like, just do something different and you deserve some happiness. You're worthy. If someone hasn't told you yet today, like, I'll tell you, I love you. You're worth the fight. Go fight for yourself. There could be a better way out there for you. Maybe the way I do it could kill you, but there might be a way that doesn't kill you, and it's better than the way you're living. You never know until you try it. We appreciate everyone checking in tonight. We appreciate everyone with all the suggestions and what's going on and the questions. That's huge for the show. Like, you got any suggestions, questions, or concerns, or ideas, like, send them directly to my phone number you see on the bottom. Put it in this on the text. You can do it later in the week, whatever the case is. We appreciate you. Come check out Will Work for Recovery. Check out all those other clubs we talked about. Till next week. Adios.